In silence, broken only by the sound of a human rescue ship drifting near a destroyed alien vessel. The main character, Ethan Hale, a human cargo pilot, boards the wreck. Inside, he finds dead aliens everywhere, signs of battle, claw marks, melted walls. Deep in the ship, he hears a weak breathing sound. He discovers a small alien boy, injured, shaking, and hiding. The boy is not dangerous, but clearly terrified of humans. Ethan hesitates. Helping aliens is illegal, and humans blame this species for past wars. Suddenly, enemy drones appear. Ethan must choose. Leave the boy and escape, or risk everything to save him. End of hook. Ethan grabs the alien boy and runs as lasers cut through the ship. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Space was silent. Not peaceful silence, but the kind that felt heavy, like something bad had already happened and was still hanging in the dark. Ethan Hale's cargo ship drifted slowly near the edge of a destroyed alien cruiser. The massive ship was broken open, its metal skin torn like paper. Frozen debris floated everywhere, glowing softly in the light of distant stars. Ethan sat still in his pilot's seat, staring at the wreck. He had seen many damaged ships before, pirate attacks, engine failures, even battle zones. But this was different. This ship looked butchered. Scan results complete, his ship's computer said calmly. No life signs detected. Ethan frowned. He leaned forward and zoomed the image on his screen. The alien ship's outer hull was burned black. Deep claw marks ran across its sides. Whatever attacked it did not care about survival, only destruction. Ethan swallowed. He was not supposed to be here. His job was simple: deliver cargo between human colonies. No questions, no hero work, no contact with aliens, especially after the last war. But something pulled at him. A quiet feeling in his chest. Run a close scan, Ethan said. A pause. Warning, radiation levels unstable. Boarding is not advised. Ethan exhaled slowly. I didn't ask for advice. The ship moved closer. As the airlock sealed with the alien cruiser, Ethan checked his suit and stepped inside. The moment the hatch opened, cold rushed around him. The inside was dark. Emergency lights flickered weakly. Alien symbols covered the walls, carved in smooth curves. The floor was stained with frozen blood, dark, thick, and not human. Ethan's boots echoed as he walked deeper. Everywhere he looked, there were bodies. Tall aliens, short ones, some with armor, some without, all dead. He had fought aliens before. He knew they were not monsters. But seeing them like this still made his chest tight. This was not a battle, Ethan whispered. It was a slaughter. He moved slowly, careful not to step on broken tech or sharp metal. His breathing sounded too loud in his helmet. Then he heard it. A sound so faint, he thought it was just the ship settling. A soft, broken breathing sound. Ethan froze. His heart started beating faster. No, he muttered, that's not possible. The scanner said no life signs. But the sound came again. Ethan followed it. Down a narrow hallway, past crushed doors, past walls melted by energy weapons. The sound grew clearer. A whimper. Ethan reached a small storage room at the end of the hall. The door was half open, bent inward. Inside, the room was dark. Hello, Ethan said softly, not knowing why. He raised his light. And then he saw him. A small alien boy sat in the corner, pressed against the wall. He was maybe the size of a human child, with smooth blue-gray skin and large dark eyes. One of his arms was badly injured, wrapped in torn fabric. The boy looked up. The moment their eyes met, the child screamed. Not loud, weak, full of fear. He tried to crawl backward, his injured arm dragging uselessly. His breathing became fast and panicked. Ethan felt his stomach drop. "It's okay," Ethan said quickly. "I'm not going to hurt you." The boy didn't understand the words, but he understood the fear. Ethan slowly lowered his weapon. The child's eyes locked onto it. Ethan gently placed it on the floor and stepped back. "I won't hurt you," he repeated. The boy shook, clutching a small metal object to his chest. A broken alien device, cracked and sparking weakly. That was when Ethan saw the mark. A glowing symbol on the boy's forearm, not a tattoo, something deeper. It pulsed softly, even through the blood and dirt. Ethan had seen that symbol before. On classified military files. Royal marking. His breath caught. "This kid," Ethan whispered, "you're important, aren't you?" Before he could think further, a sharp alarm rang through his helmet. "Warning," the computer shouted. "Unidentified drones approaching, combat class." Ethan cursed. Enemy drones, the same ones rumored to destroy entire fleets. They were coming back. The boy cried out, sensing danger. Ethan didn't think anymore. He moved fast. He grabbed the boy carefully, wrapping him in his spare thermal cloak. The child struggled weakly, but Ethan held firm. "I'm sorry," Ethan said, "but we're leaving now." The ship shook as energy blasts hit the cruiser. Metal screamed. Ethan ran. Hallways collapsed behind him. Fire burst through walls. One wrong step and he would die. He reached the airlock just as a blast tore through the corridor behind him. Ethan jumped inside and slammed the controls. The doors sealed. The drones fired again, but too late. Ethan's ship detached and launched forward, engines screaming as he pushed them past safety limits. Only when the stars blurred into long lines did Ethan finally slow down. He collapsed into his pilot's seat, breathing hard. The boy lay curled on the floor, trembling. Ethan removed his helmet. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then slowly, the boy looked up at him. Their eyes met again. Fear was still there. But something else too. Confusion. Ethan knelt. "Hey," he said softly, "you're safe, I promise." The boy didn't understand. But his breathing slowed. Ethan checked the injury. The arm was burned badly. Without help, the child would die. Ethan closed his eyes. Helping him was illegal. Earth command was clear. All alien survivors must be reported. Harboring aliens is treason. Punishment, life prison, or worse. Ethan stood up and stared at the stars outside the window. He thought of all the bodies back there. Adult soldiers. This was just a child. He turned back. Decision made. "I'm taking you home," Ethan said quietly. The boy tilted his head, not understanding the words but sensing the tone. Ethan hid the child in a sealed cargo chamber, shielded from scanners. He used stolen medical tech to treat the wound. Hours passed. The boy slept. Ethan watched over him, unable to rest. When the boy woke, he tried to run until he collapsed in pain. Ethan caught him gently. "No," Ethan said, "you're hurt." The boy stared at him. Slowly, carefully, the boy touched Ethan's hand. Warm. Human. Not a monster. Trust began, fragile, shaking, but real. Days later, Earth came into view. Blue. Beautiful. Dangerous. Ethan landed far from cities in an old countryside zone long abandoned. A small house stood there, forgotten by time. Perfect. Inside, the boy explored cautiously. He flinched at loud sounds, hid when machines turned on. Ethan brought food. The boy sniffed it, then smiled. Ethan hadn't expected that. One night, a poisonous creature crept into the house. Ethan didn't see it. The boy did. With a sudden flash of alien light, the creature froze and died. Ethan stared. "You saved me," he said. The boy nodded slowly. Something changed then. They were no longer just survivor and rescuer. They were connected. But peace never lasts. One evening, alarms rang. Earth security drones. They had detected alien energy. Search units spread across the land. The boy panicked. Lights flickered. The symbol on his arm glowed brighter. Before Ethan could stop him, the boy raised his injured arm. A pulse shot into the sky. A signal. Ethan's blood ran cold. "What did you do?" Ethan whispered. The sky above Earth began to shimmer. Clouds twisted. Something massive moved behind them. Soldiers surrounded the house. Weapons ready. The boy stepped forward, glowing with alien light. Ethan stood beside him. Above them the stars shifted. And something answered the call. The night sky above Earth no longer looked normal. The clouds twisted in wide circles, glowing softly with strange colors. Blue light spread across the stars, like ripples in water. People far away stopped and looked up, feeling fear without knowing why. Ethan stood in front of the old house, his heart pounding. Around him, Earth security soldiers aimed their weapons. Their fingers rested on triggers. None of them fired. They were all staring upward. Something massive was coming. The air vibrated. A deep sound rolled across the land, not loud but powerful like the voice of space itself. Then it appeared. A colossal alien ship emerged from the clouds. Its surface shone like polished stone and flowing metal at the same time. Smaller ships followed it, forming a silent wall in the sky. Ethan felt small. The alien boy stood beside him, glowing softly. The symbol on his arm burned bright now, no longer weak or broken. Soldiers shouted orders into their radios. Panic spread fast. "Hold your positions. Await command. Do not fire." Ethan swallowed hard. This was it. The alien boy stepped forward. Slowly, carefully, he lowered himself to his knees. Not in fear. In respect. A beam of light descended from the massive ship, gentle and warm. It touched the ground in front of Ethan and the boy. The light shaped itself. A figure appeared. She was tall, taller than any human. Her form was elegant, wrapped in flowing alien armor that looked alive. Her eyes glowed with ancient intelligence. Every soldier froze. Every weapon lowered. Even the air felt like it was holding its breath. The alien queen had arrived. Her gaze fell first on the boy. Her expression changed instantly. Pain. Relief. Love. "My son," her voice echoed, calm but filled with deep emotion. The boy looked up. "Mother," he whispered in his own language. He stood and ran toward her. The queen knelt, embracing him carefully as if afraid he might vanish. Her hand trembled as she touched his injured arm. Anger flashed across her face. Then her eyes moved to Ethan. Silence fell. The queen stood slowly and turned fully toward him. "You are the human," she said. Ethan felt his legs weaken, but he stood straight. "Yes," he answered. "You took him," she said. Ethan nodded. "I saved him." Weapons lifted again slightly. The queen raised one hand. They froze. "Bring the human," she commanded. A beam of light surrounded Ethan. He felt weightless. In a blink, the ground vanished. Ethan stood inside the alien flagship. The room was massive, glowing with soft energy. Alien guards lined the walls, silent and still. The queen sat upon a living throne at the far end. The boy stood beside her. Ethan took a slow breath. He expected chains. He expected pain. Instead, the queen spoke calmly. Human, she said, do you know what crime you committed? Ethan nodded, yes. You stole the future ruler of my people. Yes. You broke your world's laws. Yes. The Queen leaned forward. Why? Ethan lifted his head. Because he was alone, he said. Because he was hurt. Because leaving him there would have made me no better than the ones who killed his family. The room grew silent. The Queen studied him. The boy looked up at her and spoke quickly, emotion filling his voice. He told her everything. How Ethan ran through fire for him. How Ethan fed him before himself. How Ethan protected him when soldiers came. How Ethan treated him like a son, not an enemy. As the boy spoke, the guards shifted uneasily. The Queen closed her eyes. When she opened them again, they shined with something new. Truth. Human, she said, you were taught to hate us. Yes. You were told we are monsters. Yes. And yet you protected my child. Yes. She stood. You deserve to hear the truth. The lights in the room shifted. Images appeared in the air. The destroyed ship. Then others. The Queen's voice hardened. We did not attack your people, she said. We did not start the war. The images changed. A third force appeared, dark ships silent, deadly. They attacked us both, she continued. They turned us against each other while they fed on our conflict. Ethan stared. All this time, he whispered. You blamed us, the Queen said softly, and we blamed you. The images vanished. The Queen looked at Ethan. One human chose mercy, she said. That choice saved my son, and now it may save both our worlds. She raised her hand. A glowing symbol formed in the air. The same symbol on the boy's arm. This mark, she said, is given once in a generation. The guards gasped. The Queen stepped forward and placed the symbol upon Ethan's chest. It burned not with pain, but with power and emotion so strong Ethan struggled to breathe. He fell to one knee, gasping. Tears filled his eyes. This mark means, the Queen said, protector of two worlds. The doors behind them opened. A live feed appeared, showing Earth. Humans everywhere watched. Soldiers, leaders, families. They saw Ethan kneeling before the alien Queen. They saw the mark. The Queen raised her voice. People of Earth, she said, this human showed courage greater than armies. She turned to Ethan. Stand. Ethan stood, shaking. You are not our enemy, she declared. You are our proof. She turned back to the humans. From this day forward, Earth is under our protection. A murmur spread across the planet. Hope. The Queen continued. We will hunt the true enemy together. The boy stepped forward and hugged Ethan tightly. Ethan hugged him back, unable to speak. My son will return with me, the Queen said gently, but you will always be family. She looked at Ethan. You are welcome among the stars, she said. Ethan looked at the image of Earth. Blue. Fragile. Home. He smiled. I think, he said softly, I belong there. The Queen nodded. Then humanity will need you. The light surrounded Ethan again. He stood back on Earth. The alien ships rose into the sky and vanished, leaving silence behind. Soldiers slowly lowered their weapons. People stared at Ethan. Not with fear, with respect. The boy looked at him one last time. Thank you, he said in human words now, learned quickly. Ethan knelt and placed a hand on his shoulder. Be safe, he said. The boy smiled. The light took him. The sky returned to normal. Birds began to sing. Ethan stood alone in the field. But he was no longer just a cargo pilot. He was proof that one human choice could change the fate of the galaxy. And somewhere among the stars, a queen remembered the human who showed mercy when war demanded hate. Final line, HFY Core. In saving one alien child, a single human reminded the universe what humanity truly stands for.